where their brain and their mind and their soul, all that is three totally different things. They live on a plane where their subconscious and them are not the same things. People who are psychically aware, because I believe that most people do have the ability to be psychics, but people who are psychically aware, um, most people become more psychically aware when they begin to filter through their thoughts and others' thoughts. And what that looks like, or even when they begin to rewire their subconscious with new thoughts and new ways of thinking. Because essentially, what you're doing is you're cleaning out your subconscious of all of the gunk that is like stopping it up back there. You're basically re-clearing it up. You're tuning it up, right? And when it comes to like not the brain wiring shit, but like the filtering through thoughts, because as we get older, we all attach ourselves to other people voices, what other people have said to us, other people's thoughts of us, and they become internalized within us. That's literally all that means, right? But for a psychic, it's different. For a person who is energetically, I just keep saying energetically aware, psychically aware, but for a person with these gifts, with these abilities, it's literally these people's energy lingering within you. Because not only do they become, not only are they internalized within you, but they're personified within you. Um, and it is very different because a lot of the times you can tell there's something that you don't identify with, but that still kind of exists within you. And the more psychically aware that you become, the more those thoughts be, excuse me, those thoughts that are separate from you, you're able to really ascertain or like call them for what they are, which is other people's thoughts. It's other people, period, point blank. Because the more that you open up your subconscious, the more you're able to tap into the energetic field, the more you're able to interact with not just your electromagnetic field, but other people's. And your thoughts and things of that nature also are reflected in the electromagnetic field. Um, it's a lot to talk about, it's a lot to think about. But basically, when it came to him, yeah, like I said, we're not separate from our subconscious. So why like us not being separate from our subconscious is like we're not like that's how you hear the word NPC. To me, a NPC is a person who isn't separate. I mean, who isn't merged with their subconscious or aware of their subconscious. And to not be aware of your subconscious is to not be aware of your soul. To not be aware of your soul is to not be aware of your own energy and your own energetic output and input and like the energetic dance that you do with everything else around you. And so people who are NPCs, quote unquote, because I don't like that word. I think it's a dumb word, especially people who try to like say that people who aren't like spiritual or people who aren't woke, and he used to do that shit too. Like people who aren't woke in some type of way, um, are NPCs. They're sleepwalkers. No, that's really not what an NPC is. NPC is really a person who is disconnected from the energetic grid. That's an NPC. That's a non-playable character in real life. A person who lives in a disconnect between their subconscious and their conscious. Because your subconscious is what creates your reality. Your subconscious is it is your highest connection to the universe and the world around you. It's your only connection to that. Your brain. So most people live unaware and they always are viewing themselves as separate from their subconscious, or they are living in a way that's very disconnected from the overall energetic grid or other people in general. But these types of people are not like, they're not uncommon at all. They're everywhere. And these types of people are easily manipulable, whatever. That's how it all started, right? And that's why these are the real NPCs. Because people who are psychically aware, it's like, okay, let me tell you this. I'm a tarot reader, but I'm an energy reader first because I am a psychic. So when you're reading people's energy, people have the ability to manipulate that energy. As a person who has been practicing energy work for a very like long time period of time, right? And I'll probably get much, much stronger in the future. But if someone taps into my energetic field, I know. That's how I know that people are thinking about me. That's how I know that, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to know specifics because they're telling me. Okay? When I do, when I do tarot readings, that's why when you do a tarot reading with someone, you are talking to them. But it's different for people who are not energetically aware. And that's why a lot of people don't do tarot directly. They rather do the tarot through some type of like higher power or like deity or something like that, because you're literally talking to them. When you are reading someone's energy, you're reading them. You're reading their thoughts. You're reading their mind. Like that's literally what you're doing. And so I'm so, so, so over that man walking outside of my window. I need to change. I need to shift. Like, it's just not it. Is there a dog park anywhere? But anyways, you're literally like reading their mind. And so, you're in their head, essentially. So people who aren't energetically aware, who aren't psychically aware, when they're getting their mind read, they don't know because they're not connected to their subconscious on the level of being able to to know, to tap in and to manipulate it. Me, I know, and so I can manipulate it because it shows up different for everybody. But for me, whenever someone is doing like a reading on me, it shows up as a conversation. I'm like asking myself, or someone is asking me, but I've gotten good enough at it at this point to where I can identify when the energy is mine. So someone's asking me a question, I just answer however I want. I don't have to tell the truth. And people are like, energy doesn't lie. Yes, it does, because people lie. Energy only doesn't lie when people are essentially on the truth drug of disconnection. Because energy can be manipulated just like everything can be manipulated. So to think that energy doesn't lie is very naive. And not only that, energy is also an omitter. Energy can lie. There are lies of omission. There are lies of grandeur. There are lies of delusion. That's why I don't really trust a lot of these tarot readers out here, because they give you the very delusional part or portion of things, because this is what energy is omitting. Unless you ask those specific questions and you get those specific answers. But even then, energy can still lie. Most of the time, when you are conversing in your head, though, it can be difficult to tell an outright lie if you're not good enough at that manipulation. But anyways, so yeah, that's what an NPC is. An NPC is a person who isn't psychically aware. Like that's really all an NPC is. And these are people who can be manipulated energetically because they are not aware of anything energetically. These are the type of people who are very manipulated in real life. Like anybody you see who listen to other people, any yes man or anybody around here who just do what people tell them to do, don't have a mind of their own. If someone tells them they're ugly, they immediately believe it. That's because they are an NPC. They are a non-playable character because they are easily manipulated, because they don't have any sense of self for real, because they haven't tapped into their subconscious. In your subconscious is where, here I go, y'all. I love talking about the subconscious. But in your subconscious is where everything lies. Not just your memories of you, but the memories of the lives you once lived and the people and the heritages you were once connected to. You have to remember that even if you want to say that the past life things aren't real, your ancestors are real. And your ancestors live within you. And how do they live within you? Subconsciously. Excuse me. They're not literally in you. No, they live within your memories. And the more you tap into your subconscious, and this is why this is why we are seeing such a big great awakening right now. I'm gonna have to post this, guys. But this is why we're seeing such a big great awakening right now, because people are becoming more subconsciously aware. When people are beginning to rewrite their subconscious, people are beginning to say, have better self-talk, and people are beginning to distinguish their voice from the voice of others, like, right? And they're beginning to do meditation and like past life regression and all the other shit. People are becoming a lot more subconsciously aware, and a lot of people have only scratched just the surface of what the subconscious truly is. And if there was any field in the world that I could study, it would probably be the subconscious, because the subconscious, that you call it the subconscious, but your subconscious can become your conscious reality. For psychics, we don't really have that same subconscious that other people have. We don't really have that same brain makeup that other people have, especially if it's something that you are born with. Most people, like I said, are psychics, but it's not on a level. I mean, I would just say it's not on my level, because I'm not really sure about other people, but it's not on the level of me. Most people, we are psychic and telepathic in the vibe of, like, most people are able to feel people emotions. You're able to read a room very well, whatever. You're able to pick up on certain things, but not to the extent of everything being extraordinarily clear. We all can predict patterns. We all can do this. We all can do that. But there are certain things that people who, I don't know, there's just like a different group of people, because you're not really like, it's like a difference. I don't really know what to say besides it's like a difference. But yeah. And it also, I saw this video, and I just want to talk about this chosen one bullshit. You're not chosen, babe. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I absolutely hate the egoic nature of spirituality and spiritualists, to think that you get to tell someone that they're not chosen, and that we all, like, why are you giving people categorical fucking names and categorical labels as to what they are and who they are? I thought that was so weird. And then it's like, why are we talking about chosen one? What even is that? What even is a chosen one? Who is chosen? We are all chosen. And see, that's why I feel like people with mentalities like that, you're not chosen. Nobody chose you for shit. Because why do you think that way? That's not a chosen mentality. It's actually like appalling to me to see in the world how just egoic people who claim to follow these spiritualist ways are. But I think that what people have to realize is they have to release their ego in order to really ascend. In order to really get to the point of being powerful, you have to first realize that you are powerless and that nobody is chosen. You're not chosen. You chose. Point blank, period. Everybody in this world, everybody in this life has the same potential to be the same person. Everybody could have been Jesus. The problem comes when people try to convince us that we can be Jesus, because there's only one Jesus, because Jesus was chosen. Jesus wasn't chosen. Jesus chose. Jesus could have chose to say no to his path, but he said yes. It's really just that simple. People have to stop operating under this chosen nonsense, because you're not chosen. You just chose. You chose a better life for yourself. You chose to do something else that was better. And you shouldn't have chose anything under the guise or under the premise of I'm a chosen one. The fuck? You just want to be special. Like, that's your problem. Listen, I'm honestly the girl that, I'm not even talking just about her though. It's not even just about her. It's about a lot of people, and spirituality in general is so toxic, because what you do is pedestalize yourself because of your difference. And people who are spiritual, y'all go to the ultimate. You go to the ultimate. I mean the ultimate length to prove that your differences matter and that you are different. I'm not like you. I'm not like her. I'm like me. Well, no shit. But like, who cares? Nobody gives a shit. Down to the spiritual lingo. What are y'all talking about? And I was thinking the other day, why do so many spiritualists we talk? Y'all like we, bitch. Let me not put myself in that. Why? Well, I do be saying we a lot, but whatever. But why are we talking like we're fucking Karen and Plankton? You're not a computer. Talking about this, girl, shut the fuck up. And it just gets on my nerves. Like, it gets on my nerves so bad. Every time, I'm not gonna lie, the lingo, the social media researchers, and that was that nigga too. Like, the getting online and just saying shit, you know what I'm saying, like being just heavily projecting all of the time. And I think that a lot of these people out here who claim to be spiritualists, you wouldn't know what it means to be a spiritualist if it slapped you in your fucking face. Because at the end of the day, the whole idea of spirituality comes from this westernized view of independence, which isn't really real independence, and individuality and authenticity, which really isn't real individuality or authenticity. Because these individuals want to convince you that in order to be individual and authentic, that you somehow have to be like either uber perfect or just a super nice bitch. We're not in Canada, ho. This is America, and this is the real world. Okay. I think that what people need to understand is, and I understood this over the summer. I read Thomas Hobbes, right? It was like a dissertation piece. It was a descriptive essay on Leviathan and like anarchy, um, and like what it was like Eden, man, basically man versus me, right? Nature versus nurture, and how we never. Well, it brings the question: did we ever have a Eden? Right? Oh shit. Were we ever living in perfection? And the answer is no. I think that everybody wants this perfection so bad. And the problem with that is nobody's fucking perfect. We are all fucking animals at the end of the day. We let the animals kill each other and they don't have to go to jail for it. So why do we give a shit? I'm not gonna lie. I think that a lot of people, they stand on a very moral high ground that is built off of fear and misunderstanding. And a lot of people would like to believe that they're just so high and mighty and they're just so above it all. But you're really not above it all. You're just like them in a different font. You're all the same. We're all the same at the end of the day because we are all birthed from the same foundations and the same institutions. So why do you even care to point the finger at this person and these people and say you're the problem when we're all the problem in a different way? Just some food for thought. Because I think that's like the worst thing that has happened in the turn of the century is that people think that by categorizing themselves into these little groups, that it means that they are somehow better than the people that they come from. But those people are still in you, though. The places you have been, the places they have been, and things they have done, the shit that you've witnessed, it still lives within you. It's like a certain amount of humility has to be had, and I don't see that. I don't really see that. I don't think people have accepted fully that the lives that they live and the things that they do isn't really like, it's not as great as they think it is. And I think a lot of the times people, what they really fail at, and I feel like what people have really been failing at is you're trying to exist outside of a system that doesn't serve you, but at the same time you're trying to exist within that system to serve yourself. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. Like, you don't get to say, and that's why, like, I've never been a person who, like, I do want to live off grid and I do want to live outside of society, but as for right now, like, I'm gonna make it in society by the ways that are afforded to me. And yeah, I'm gonna get creative with this shit and do what I gotta do to like keep my head afloat and be like, prioritizing me. But like, oh fuck. I'm constantly seeing spiritual people being like, oh, I'm broke, I'm this, I'm that. Ever thought about why you're broke? A lot of them, a lot of spiritual people are only doing the work. You're only doing the work. You're only healing for gratification. and you want it to be instant. Be honest. I don't need to heal to get gratification. I'm gonna go work. Y'all, you weaponize your healing. You strategize your healing. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we there's different ways to break through different things. But at the end of the day, if you're not doing it from a pure place, then what's even the point? If you're just doing it just because, oh, like, I'm gonna, if I heal today, I get some money tomorrow. The fuck? You should just heal for the sake of healing and let money be its own thing, because money doesn't exist in the spiritual world. It's the truth. Like, when you die, there's no money, there's no currency. So it's not about healing, it's not about money. Your money should come from the material world. Like, that's just how it has to be. And you can be, of course, creative with that, but it's just like, why are you reaching in yourself for some money? You don't care about healing your family line. Like, you don't care about passing good shit on to your kids. Like, you don't care about, like, having better mental health. You just caring about some money. And it's not even just about money, though. It's just about gratification in general. I think a lot of people are only doing this for gratification. And then on top of that, they're only doing it so they can say, oh, I did the work. You ain't do shit. I did the work. So they can sit in front of people and, like, glorify themselves as these gods that they pretend that they are. And to say that you are a God, and not even just say you are a God, say you are God, is so fucking disrespectful. And I know that that's not the concept behind that, because I understand it. By saying you are God, you are just saying that you are a creator. You are in control of your own life, your own destiny, and your own path. We all are. Because we all make our own choices every single day. But you're not a God. You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not a God. You're a human being. And I think that that's like, we've lost the plot of humanness. And it extends further than just like spiritual people. It goes into like celebrities and rich people as well. Everybody wants to be so removed from being human. You want to be civilized. Like, this just all goes back to the basis of it all. You want to be civilized and in colonies and shit. You want to have houses and shit. You want to have jobs and shit. And like, have made up constructs and institutions and shit, rather than just being a human being. You want to be perfect rather than just being a human being. Like, I just don't understand it. I really don't. I'm the type of person, like, I would just rather be a human. Through it all, I would just rather be human. I'm a fucking anarchist, Brody. I would just rather be human. Everybody wants to be so post-human. Like, y'all are so bored with being humans. Y'all are so bored with humanity. Like, y'all are just so done with being like people. Why are you done with being a person? I don't understand. Like, why do all of y'all want to be something else so bad? Like, you bitches want to be elves and fairies and shit, but you don't even want to see the mysticalness of being a human, because we are so post-humanity. Everybody thinks that humanity is like the lamest thing in the world, but it's really not. Like, we're fucking humans. And people don't want to be humans no more. Y'all want to be fucking AI robots and shit. Y'all want to be the next best thing. Y'all keep doing this over and over and over again. And see, here's the thing. That y'all want to talk about, like, becoming robots. Y'all want to talk about AI and all type of shit. AI was inevitable. You becoming a robot. Let me tell you, bitch, that's exactly what the fuck they want your dumb ass to do. It's become a fucking robot, so you can be a slave to the system with no heart, and you don't have to eat, drink, or shit. AI was always going to come. It was always going to be bred by capitalism, because that is the goal of capital. They want to create the perfect worker. They want to create the perfect... AI don't have to sleep, shit, eat, cry, complain, and you don't got to pay it. You just got to make it. So of course they're going for AI. Because AI is the perfect worker. And that's literally all that capitalism is concerned with. And y'all are mad at AI. Oh my gosh, AI is killing the environment. Girl, shut the fuck up. You didn't care that Amazon was putting up all these damn fulfillment centers everywhere and killing people. Hello. Y'all are so weird. I don't know. It's like people who care more about animals than actual human beings. A woman can die, like literally get like obliterated in the fucking head, and y'all will see like a dog witnessing and be like, I feel so sorry for the dog. But you have no empathy for human beings. Y'all are apathetic as fuck. Y'all are already AI. You just have no emotion. You know what I'm saying? You don't have any feelings of compassion for the next person. Y'all are already well on your way. Capitalism has made humanity into these non-feeling beings. See, in the Western world, it creates this anger. It's angry apathy. You're mad at the world that you feel nothing for. It creates this guilt of, I think I should feel something, but I just don't. And this is why you see people who work so hard to get to nowhere. Because I think I should feel something, but I just don't. I was told to feel something, but I just don't. People in the West can't get angry. Americans cannot be angry. They cannot get mad. They can't get emotional because they have no fucking feelings. Are you catching what I'm putting down right now? They have no feelings. These people have been desensitized and desensitized and desensitized. And this is what you make like is the goal in the Western world. It's not only just to make capitalism like capitalism, right? But it's also to make this entertaining. It's also to make it a show. It's like to make us the audience and them Shakespeare on the stage. That's the whole goal of capitalism here in the United States of America, in the West, period. And y'all are always going to be a willing audience. You are a slave. You are hypnotized into obedience. And that's all they ever wanted from us was obedience at the end of the day. And then you go on the other side of the world and you got people who are just like, y'all are kind of slow, y'all kind of stupid, but because you are. Americans are so easily manipulated, and there's so much manipulation that exists all around us. And I think that what people don't understand is this is literally psychological warfare every single day. You got people on one side telling you one thing, people on another side telling you another thing, then another thing, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing, propaganda, fake news. I miss actually when there was a time where at least the propaganda all was uniform. Now you got 50 different types of propagandas